How do you redefine your retirement in today's fast-paced world? How do you ensure that you have a stress-free retirement? Today, we're going to talk about one of the biggest questions that a lot of people ask themselves about retirement, maybe some strategies surrounding that question, and what we plan to do. And it all involves your home. What do you do with your home?
Which is, in our case, our biggest asset. As of today, we are 64 days away of reaching financial independence. And as a result, we have to decide what we are going to do with this place and this background.
We just
Right?
up this background.
Yes, we are definitely going to do this. But at the end of the day, you have two aspects that you have to keep in mind.
Yeah.
One is the social aspect and the other one is the financial aspect of
Yeah.
it. Does it make sense or not?
Yeah.
Let's expand a little bit on those two factors, some of the solutions that we have been looking around. And at the end, we will be sharing with you what we have decided to do with our place.
And a lot of people, the biggest questions that they're going to ask themselves is, why would I want to keep my house? What are the reasons behind keeping your home?
Yeah.
And I think the biggest one is going to be social reasons, right? Those reasons involve this is where you have had your family, you've raised your family, you've created all these wonderful memories. And so just like a bank vault, the walls of your house hold a lot of very important memories and memory dividends, as that one book talks about. So it's really hard to sell that place, right? Because you feel like you're giving away or giving up all of those memories, right?
And it might be the case, but at the end of the day, you need to decide what is the best approach.
Yeah, everybody. I mean, you did the same thing when you started your family, right? And eventually your children are going to do the same thing. They're going to live their own lives. So the amount of time where they come back and stay with you in your home, it's severely decreased. So then does it become a good idea to keep the house, or should you sell it?
Yeah, and even though we don't have kids, we have friends with kids, and we look in our neighbors here. We were actually just talking to them a few minutes ago, and I don't even remember the last time that, their kids, they came to spend some time with them. Maybe 5 times per year, if that. It's usually around those big celebrations like Thanksgiving or Christmas. But other than that,
Yeah.
they spend most of the time by themselves.
Yeah. So, and I mean, we've seen it a lot, right? We see it with Jean's mom, and I saw it a lot when I was doing furniture flipping, because that's when I would pick up a lot of furniture, is when people were downsizing or estate sales, things like this. And you get a lot of wonderful people, but they were doing it because their house just became too big for them.
Yeah, another aspect is the financial aspect of it. You have to think about that. You have to think about maintenance. I do remember a few years ago when all of a sudden we were still living upstairs and we start noticing something, dropping from the ceiling, and then we had to replace the roof.
Yeah. We've had to replace the roof every year or two. We have to repaint the foundation of the house. So, that kind of thing. Maintenance in the yard. And if appliance breaks, so you have to replace the appliance. So all of these things are financial burdens, I guess, in a way, of maintenance, of upkeep in a house. And as you get older and as you become on a little bit more tied into your financial situation, you don't have as much leeway to be able to earn extra income.
Yeah.
Does it make sense to maintain a home that's going to be costing you money along the way?
So we thought about that on our approach, but at the end of the day, we looked, okay, here's the situation, the financial aspect and the social aspect of it. But what are some of the solutions that we can use if we decided to sell or keep the house? The first one is you are okay with this situation and you decided to keep your house, which is totally fine.
No problem. The second one, and this is a new term that we've just kind of heard about, it's called right sizing. So instead of downsizing, right sizing. So you had this large home for most of your adult life, but now there's just two or one of you. So maybe it's time to right size your home for who you are and where you are in life now, right?
Yeah.
So that either means buying a smaller condo or renting an apartment, right?
Yeah. Or buying, or renting an apartment and buying a property, like the 3-season one that you can spend part of the time there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of have both ways, it allows you to spend some time everywhere.
Yeah. And the last one is just sell your house and either rent an apartment full time or just travel and live elsewhere in the world.
Yeah, and speaking of that, it kind of relates to what we have decided to do. Our decision is to
Sell the house.
sell the house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we came to this decision, and it wasn't one that we came to lightly, but looking back on what we spoke about, one, yes, we have memories in this house, but neither Jean and I have ever, we've moved around a lot in our entire lives. So to us, a house, yes, it has and holds memories, but we can have those memories regardless of where we are. So we don't need the physical house.
Yeah.
And two, we just really don't want the maintenance aspect of it. We don't want to be in the middle of Istanbul and hear that the roof needs to be replaced. We just don't really want that stress. So for us, in our decision, we are selling the house, and we have been very busy over the last few weeks trying to clear out and pack and patch up and paint. Busy.
Yes, and that's what we wanted to leave this house to the next, owner as a place that they can share, they can have love, and they can enjoy this life and this home the same way that we did.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. You keep, following our journey, and you can see how we are progressing so far. Over the next 2 weeks, we are going to be listing the house.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go to the market and see what happens.
Yeah, so let us know down below if you're faced or when you're faced with this decision, what do you think you're going to do? When you retire, do you plan on keeping your current home, right-sizing your house, or selling and traveling the world?
Yes, and it's funny because just recently we had a video where we shared, our assets. This is the first time that the assets just reached $2 million. So I'm gonna link down here a video that you can take a look, and you can see the other assets that we have as well.
Yeah, and this house was our largest asset.
It is.
Well,
So
wonder what's going to be the next largest.
take care, stay safe, and see you in our next video.
Bye, guys.
Bye.